The young and the restless Erin is back in Genoa City, but there's a massive twist. Welcome to USA 24, my dream channel. The scene is set for the awkwardest family gathering. The young and the restless keeps demonstrating that it has no intention of ceasing production anytime soon despite having been broadcast for 50 years in a row. If anything, the soap has planned a number of incredible comebacks, cameos, and great twists for viewers to explore in honor of its anniversary. One of these pleasant surprises is Erin's triumphant comeback to the series. The actress played Abby Newman in the soap opera from 2008 to 2010. Many people would believe that this information ushers in a new chapter for the character, as well as a fresh arc for Ashley Abbott and Victor Newman. However, that is untrue. Erin's return to Genoa City with a brand new character rather than a recast of her former one is the great twist that no one really saw coming. This time, the actress will play Claire Grace, who will also have a connection to Newman Media in some way. We're confident that the young and the restless will take a unique opportunity to present Claire Grace on screen with her former parents as well as Abby Newman herself, as difficult as it would be to understand. Melissa Ordway currently plays the role, and it would be great to have both actors interact in the same scene. Who would you want to see play Abby Newman? Hannah Erin Deborah Ordway. For the 50th anniversary celebration of The Young and the Restless, Erin makes yet another reappearance in the series. The series season star Veronica Redd, who will return at the end of this September to reprise her legendary role of Mamie, will also be introduced to the fans. There are currently no specifics on Claire Grace's debut appearance on screen or how long she will stay. Fans do, however, expect her to be around for a while and bring some delicious drama to Genoa City. Watch CBS Monday through Friday to see the latest episodes of The Young and the Restless and learn what more the show has in store for the remainder of the year. You never know what familiar figure you could see pop up next. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel. Who are Claire Grace's parents on The Young and the Restless? Grace Turner and Cameron Kirsten's daughter? A new character named Claire Grace, Erin, is moving to Genoa City, so she might bring some secrets with her, according to The Young and the Restless. Y&R, spoilers. Eventually, most soap opera characters learn a shocking backstory, so perhaps Claire's past contains some astounding links. First of all, Claire Grace is a unique choice for a name. Given that Grace is more frequently used as a first name, what if Claire is merely using it as a nickname, possibly as a tribute to her birth mother? It's probable that this plot will involve yet another gorgeous blonde from Y&R's past. If Grace Turner, Jennifer Grace, is Claire's biological mother, then raises the prospect of an even more startling father. Why care if Claire is their long-lost child since Grace Turner and Cameron Kirsten, Lyndon Ashby, once had a love relationship? The dialogue that Cameron had when holding Faith Newman, Raylan Castor, hostage in the sewage system would undoubtedly match with parts of it. On The Young and the Restless, who are the parents of Claire Grace, Erin. In the episode from June 16, Cameron expressed his desire to have children and his wish that they will be a female like Faith. After Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, passed away, Cameron appeared to be fixated on the prospect of starting a family with Sharon Rosales, Sharon Case, and becoming Faith's new father. Thankfully, Cameron's fantasy never came true, but who knows? Maybe he had a little girl once upon a time that he wasn't even aware of. Regardless, Cameron had a love involvement with Grace and in that conversation hinted about a potential long-lost daughter. Given these hints, it is conceivable that Grace and Cameron are Claire Grace's biological parents. In their younger years, Grace was Sharon's best friend, but as they became older, they developed a tangled rivalry because of their shared passion in Nick. However, given that Grace could have wished to keep someone that dangerous away from their child, the Cameron-Kirsten connection could suddenly come back into play. Cameron may have been kept in the dark as Grace gave Claire up for adoption. Watch for updates to learn whether Claire Grace is Cameron and Grace's hidden child, because Erin's new character may be connected to Y&R history in some way. According to The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire might arrive in GC with some shocking news. Week of September 11 on The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sally's romantic pivot and Ashley's surprising confidant. Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, will return from her honeymoon in Paris with Tucker McCall, Trevor Street John, according to The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for the week of September 11 to 15. This will offer her an opportunity to open up to Jack Abbott Peter Bergman. It appears that Jack and Ashley will maintain their ceasefire, which is excellent news because Ashley will require a confidant. Will Ashley open out to Tucker about her marriage and any insecurities she may be dealing with? That's one possibility to think about, but it's also possible that Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and the potential issues he causes inside the Abbott family are involved. Ashley might acknowledge Billy's apparent desire for power and worry about how far he would go with it. Ashley will be upset if the relationship between Jack and Billy breaks down now that she and Jack have patched things up. Watch for Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, to confess to someone in the upcoming episodes, as she will also turn to a confidant. Fans of Y&R will hear Sally disclose something that is on her mind. This could be related to her most recent endeavor. Sally might confide in Chloe Mitchell, Elizabeth Hendrickson, or another person who might give her a pep talk if she still harbors any concerns about taking Nick Newman's, Joshua Morrow, money, and his laissez-faire attitude. The deep bond between Nick and Sharon Roselle's, Sharon Case, on the other hand, will be prominently featured in the fall storylines, so Sally might disclose something about it. Sally will occasionally feel alienated by Sharon and Nick's bond. Even if Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, has been kicking him around once more, there's a potential that Sally's confession may center on Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and her sympathy for him. Naturally, Chloe will raise the alarm if she hears any confessions that lead Sally to sympathize with Adam. Chloe will want to stop it immediately if she has any inkling that Sally might turn back toward Adam. Adam will experience something that makes him face reality. According to Y&R spoilers, Adam will have a sense of awakening as he discovers the reality of a circumstance. Whether it has to do with his business or his desire to see Sally again, Adam will expect to be successful in both endeavors sooner or later. Victor will also have to make a tough choice, which could relate to the fall preview information regarding him taking back Victoria Newman's, Amelia Heinel, position as CEO of Newman Enterprises. Stay with us for more on Victoria and Nate Hastings' Scene Dominic vengeance scheme, according to The Young and the Restless spoilers. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless. Kyle and Billy go to war over Diane. Kyle is determined to keep his mother safe, while Billy is determined to reduce Diane's power at J-Bot. War on the horizon. On The Young and the Restless, the great families of Genoa City are fighting among themselves more than ever instead of going after their rivals and enemies. The Newman family is still in a state of disarray since Adam, Mark Grossman, who doesn't get along with his siblings except for Abby, Melissa Ordway, has a deeper problem with Victor, Eric Braeden. When it comes to family strife, the Abbott family isn't doing all that well either. After months of fighting over Diane, Susan Walters, and Tucker, Travers Street John, Jack, Peter Bergman, and Ashley Eileen Davidson have announced a ceasefire. Nevertheless, a new dispute is rapidly escalating between Jack and Billy, Jason Thompson. It appears their sister's worries about Diane's position at J-Bot have crept into Billy's mind because he is now on a crusade to stop his new sister-in-law from obtaining any more power at the family business, despite Billy siding with Jack in the latter's spat with Ashley. Billy believes that his brother is unaware of the possible damage that Diane could cause to the company. Therefore, the younger Abbott has taken on the responsibility of safeguarding their father's legacy. Billy was cautioned by Lily, Crystal Khalil, not to pursue Jack in the episode that aired on September 5. It appeared that Billy took her advice to heart because he claimed to know what he had to do. Well, he introduces a new strategy in the episode that airs on September 7. He is attempting to garner support for a prospective J-Bot bylaw that would essentially prevent Diane from being promoted into a more senior position by prohibiting her from holding a seat on the J-Bot board for at least 10 years. Before anyone writes this proposal off as absurd, it should be noted that J-Bot has a history of passing some intriguing rules. Not too long ago, Jack fought for an Abbott blood clause that barred anyone who wasn't Jerry Douglas, a blood relative of John Abbott, from leading the family firm. Admittedly, that was years ago during a dispute with Ashley. It appears that Billy will have trouble gaining support for the anti-Diane rule with his new strategy. When he suggests it to Abby, she rejects it right away. He is somewhat discouraged as a result, but he is still motivated, and that is essentially his state of mind when he meets Kyle, Michael Mueller, at Crimson Lights. He is attempting to garner support for a prospective Jabot bylaw that would essentially prevent Diane from being promoted into a more senior position by prohibiting her from holding a seat on the Jabot board for at least 10 years. Before anyone writes this proposal off as absurd, it should be noted that Jabot has a history of passing some intriguing rules. Not too long ago, Jack fought for an Abbott blood clause that barred anyone who wasn't Jerry Douglas, a blood relative of John Abbott, from leading the family firm. Admittedly, that was years ago during a dispute with Ashley. It appears that Billy will have trouble gaining support for the anti-Diane rule with his new strategy. When he suggests it to Abby, she rejects it right away. He is somewhat discouraged as a result, but he is still motivated, and that is essentially his state of mind when he meets Kyle, Michael Mueller, at Crimson Lights. In The Young and the Restless, Jason Thompson, photo courtesy of CBS. Kyle comments on how his uncle is acting, and Billy isn't exactly hesitant about revealing that Jack at Jabot is giving him some issues. Kyle asks Billy whether this is because of Diane, and Billy replies that Kyle should be concerned about Newman Media because he left Jabot to work there. Kyle firmly states, "Just don't mess with my mother," as he turns to leave. It sounds more like a warning given the force with which Kyle says them. Will Kyle soon intervene to wage war with Billy on Billy's behalf in order to save his mother, given that Billy is unlikely to cease resisting Jack and Diane? Given that Kyle is probably running out of time at Newman Media and that he is defying Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, by continuing to date Audra, Zulika Silver, as well as Diane's suggestion in the episode of September 7 that Kyle might succeed Billy as CEO of Jabot, it appears likely that these two men are headed for a turbulent collision course. Additionally, Kyle and Billy's conflict is nothing new for the program. At Jabot, there has been a history of conflict over executive roles. Kyle also didn't think much of his uncle having an affair with Summer, Allison Lanier, in the past. We'll be watching to see what happens in the Abbott family tale next, but we must admit that we long for the times when the Abbotts and the Newmans engaged in a bloody war royale.